All right, everybody, welcome back. We are back. Two nerds are better than one. I am Ron Deasy. We got my co-host back from the dead.
Yeah, Mr. Awesome is alive and well after being sick for like a
Right.
whole week.
Tell what happened, buddy. What
Dude,
happened?
man, my wife got sick and then she got me sick.
Oh
I
man.
thought I was gonna get through it too, man, and then all of a sudden, one morning, I felt something like in my throat, and I went to work, and like the whole day, it just started to get worse and worse. So I'm like,
Yo, I had
"Grr."
the same thing.
I think
I had
everyone's
the
getting
same
this
thing.
thing, dude. My wife went to get me like stuff to get better, and she said like
Yeah.
there was nothing on the shelf.
Yo, yeah, there's a shortage. I just learned this today. Like my manager, she's like from China, and so she gets all these news from China. They said like there's no Tylenol or ibuprofen in China right now. Everything is like
Holy cow!
is off the shelves. And then my friend said, yeah, he's like, you go into Walgreens or CVS, the shelves are empty. I'm like, no way. I'm like, damn. So yeah, I'm about to go tomorrow and see what I can find and
I went to
stock
Lucky's
up.
and I found some stuff.
Okay, that's good.
So yeah, I've been
Yeah.
dude, I gotta tell you though, I've been doing Amazon for like over a year now, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've taken some time off, but I've never really like rested. I
Right.
had to rest because I was sick. When I
Mm-hmm.
got back after having like 4 days off in a row, I felt like a whole new man. Like my whole body was able to actually like recover from moving around all that time, dude. My legs felt like invincible, and I was like, "Holy cow!"
Yeah, I think people underestimate the seriousness of taking a vacation, you
Yeah, you
know,
actually have to take a
and,
vacation though,
and
not actually
utilize it.
still move
Yeah.
around. Yeah,
Yeah. And really take a vacation. Don't take a vacation from work and still work.
yeah,
Take a vacation, rest up, rejuvenate, all that. So yeah.
relax.
But so much has happened.
A lot has
Um
happened.
we haven't done a podcast what 2-3 weeks?
There's a bunch of Street Fighter 6 news too that I can't wait to talk about. But we got Titan stuff. I think I'm caught up on that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's a bunch of the Spider Verse news.
You seen the new trailer?
Yeah, yeah.
They're really going all out, huh?
Dude, I couldn't believe how many
Let's get
Spider
into
Man
it.
were just that little trailer.
Let's get into it. So the Spider Verse,
Okay, cool.
the first trailer they released, you get, I think they call her Spidey Gwen, or is it Ghost Spidey?
Oh,
Whoever,
Spider Gwen.
Spider Gwen, okay, and you
Yeah.
get Miles Morales. She's like, hey, can you come out and play? So go through a Spider Verse, and then go to a different universe, and then you see Spider Man. Was it 2099?
Mm-hmm.
Attack him, right?
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what you see from that trailer.
Yeah.
And then the newest
Very little.
trailer,
Yeah.
yeah, the newest trailer, you just get everything. I still don't know what the whole, like, who's the enemy or
So
the
I checked
villain
on the
is.
plot a little bit. It
Yeah.
looks like he's like running some like school for Spider-Man or something like that. But
Okay.
but him, Miles Morales, is not welcome there for some
Oh.
reason. I don't know why. If it's because like whatever happened in his universe broke the rest of the other universes or what. But
Yeah.
he is not welcome there for some reason. And all these other Spider-Man, I think he like must have sent after him or something because later on in the trailer they're all after him.
Yeah.
And at
And
first,
we are
like,
talking about every Spider-Man you can think of, every version. You see the Spider-Man with the bag on his head.
yeah.
You see every Spider-Man
The
in
one
there.
Spider-Man I didn't see yet though was a Spider-Man, the one that actually was like shown in the first little trailer, the little tidbit, the Japanese Spider-Man. He wasn't
Oh.
in there at all, but he's definitely in there somewhere. But what's so funny about the first trailer is they give you like these little sneak peeks. And
Yeah.
of like this art style, and you see like maybe 6 different Spider-Man. You're like,
Right.
oh, okay, maybe there's gonna be like 10 different Spider-Man or whatever in this movie. And then you get the second trailer, and there's like what 20 different Spider-Man
Yeah, there's a lot. And like you
immediately, and
said,
there's
they're like,
probably more.
yeah, and like you said, they're after him. So you're like,
Yeah,
oh, the 2099 is not the only one after him. It seems like everybody's after him.
yeah.
So
So I don't
yeah,
know, man, but it looks fantastic, and it's a
it looks
two-parter.
great. Is it what?
It's a two-parter.
What mean it's a two-parter?
It's only
Like,
part one.
oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, it's. And what is it? Into the Spider-Verse part one.
Oh, nice. That's good. Yeah. Yeah, I was very surprised. I know we talked about this before, maybe in our are beta version episodes, but
But
that
there wasn't
first
that much
Spider Verse,
information. Like there's so much more information now about it. And one of the
yeah,
main villains, at least one of the villains for sure, is the Spot.
the what?
The Spot.
What's that?
That's well, in the Spider-Man cartoon, because I actually don't know about him in the comics, but I saw him. He was in the Spider-Man cartoons, and he actually became this thing where he could create
Oh,
gateways.
oh, I think I know who you're talking about. Yeah, yeah,
So like, let's say he threw a punch at him, right? But he put this spot out there, and it would hit the spot instead, and then he put another spot out, and it would hit him in the face instead
got
of
it,
yeah.
got
That's
it.
it.
I
He
remember
creates
him now.
portals
Yeah,
basically with his little
yeah.
circles.
No, what I was going to say is that the first Spider Verse movie was surprisingly good. Like I remember I took my
So
son.
good,
I remember
dude.
I took
And
my
my
son.
wife
And I
is
was like,
really hard to please, and if
yeah,
it's not like the original that she knows, she
right.
usually isn't happy. She really liked that movie, and she liked Miles Morales, and she liked his how everything went, and how the brother became like, or the cousin or whatever became
The
like
uncle.
bad uncle. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It was a really good plot. Well, it was a great movie, and she
yeah.
loved the art style too. My wife is.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting much. I was like, when's the last good animation movie, you know?
It's one of the
And
best
then,
Sony movies that they put out in forever for a
yeah,
superhero movie.
definitely. So yeah. So yeah, can't wait to that. Is there a release date yet? I forget.
Um, I think so, but I didn't look at what it was.
Okay. All right. So you said this was Street Fighter 6.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of Street Fighter 6 stuff.
Let's talk
Um,
about it.
well, more characters. Well, first of all, I got into the closed beta, so even though I was sick,
Oh yeah,
I
you
was
did tell me
playing
that.
that in my bed, just
Hmm.
learning some combos. I did stream it one night, um, just because I had learned a bunch of stuff, so I decided to stream for like 2 hours because I was feeling better.
Hmm.
Um, but there's a lot of different mechanics in there. There's this thing called drive impact, where basically, uh, if they're just like throwing out a fireball or like one punch, trying to poke, you basically just go right through it. Like
Hmm.
it's that big thing that creates all that paint splash you saw.
Yeah.
That's drive impact.
Okay.
And if they're hitting a move and you could hit them through it and you hit them, basically they crumple and you can get like a full combo off of it.
Nice.
It's really cool, but it's definitely overpowered. But at the same time, if you're not fishing for everything and you're ready for it, you can counter it with your own drive impact, and then you get the crumple instead.
Got it.
So it's easily defendable. You can also parry it too. There's lots of ways around it.
Hmm.
But that was pretty cool. Certain moves you can do what's called a drive rush, which basically you start with a parry real quick, but then he like runs out of the parry, and it's like this green paint around him. So it's called a drive rush. Certain specials and normals you can cancel out of and do more advanced combos. So you can start a combo, right? And then go into like this, like Ryu, for instance. I found this really cool one where, first of all, he has a new move where he actually conquered the Sensui Hado. He conquered it. He learned that
Hmm.
evil part of him. Like he controls it now. So
Nice.
he can summon it, and then you see him glowing with that aura, and his combos are stronger. So you can do a couple of hits and go into this new move where he basically just does this orb real quick. He like generates an orb of like aura instead of
Hmm.
throwing a Hadouken. It's just like out of his hands. Launches a character up. They're up in there so long you can what did I say? Drive rush out of it and get a whole nother combo into it. So it's a lot of fun. They showed some new characters as well. I didn't get to play them, but they showed a new trailer after the beta. There's Marissa, which is like this big gladiator chick, who's she's badass, dude.
This is a new character. It's not a returning character.
No, this is a new character, and she looks
Okay.
fantastic. And she's like a Spartan. Even her hair is shaped like a Spartan. So even
Okay.
after she takes her Spartan helmet off, her hair still looks just like a Spartan. It's like she's got a whole nother helmet with her hair.
Right.
But she's badass, dude. They showed DJ. They showed this. What was it? Some ballerina girl. Who also is a supermodel. I think her name's Manon.
Hmm.
And all these characters move very differently. Like they all have a personality. It's pretty fantastic. I don't know if you've watched any of the videos lately, but there's
No, I
some
saw
very
this
cool stuff.
gameplay with Guile. Guile was fighting. somebody he did like his super, and it looked pretty cool. He
Yeah,
did he
and
did like
here's the
a,
other
a
thing too.
flash kick.
So, Street Fighter lately hasn't had like level 1s and level 2s and level 3s in a while. I think
Hmm.
since Street Fighter 3 or Alpha, because I think
Okay.
even Street Fighter 4 had ultras. So in
Hmm.
this game, you have a level 1, a level 2, and a level 3. And of course, the awesome combo that you saw, the super, was the level 3, where it goes into all this
Okay.
crazy cinematic stuff.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, that's his level 3 for sure.
Cool. By the way, Giles was one of my main characters in Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Oh
I,
man,
I
he was cool because he had an air flash kick, right?
Yeah, you could do. Or no, I think that was Charlie, or maybe he had it too.
Okay, I thought he had an air flash kick in that. I thought that's what made him interesting because he can't do that in like the normal games. He doesn't have an air
Yeah.
flash kick. He can only do it from the ground. So I thought
So
that was
yeah,
pretty
so Street
interesting.
Fighter 6, nice. Speaking of fighting games, one of the games that I found that it's like still alive and it's been out for like hella long is
Hmm.
Killer Instinct.
Yeah, I've been thinking about playing that.
Yeah, Killer Instinct is still like alive and well, and it has a good fan base.
There's a very interesting, if you ever want to check it out, or anyone who's listening to this podcast wants to listen to a really cool documentary on Killer Instinct, on the whole history of it, and how they got to make another one later on.
Hmm.
It's done by Hold Back to Block, and it's a Killer Instinct documentary. It's about like an hour and 20 minutes. It's actually one of my favorite documentaries to listen to because they make the game seem so fun to play, and like the
Right.
ideas they had and how they actually got it back is like just really interesting. And they kind of created the whole free to play seasonal pass thing before anyone else did it for
Yeah.
fighting games.
Yeah.
They
Cause
created that.
because Killer Instinct was one of like if it wasn't, it was one of the first launch games for Xbox One.
um yes, it was right on launch and you could play it for free.
Yeah.
And if you wanted to, it was a very interesting model that no one ever saw. And as a matter of fact, it was so not well received because no one heard of that. So
Right.
when people thought there was going to be a new Killer Instinct, they thought there'd be, oh, I could just go out and buy it for like 50, $60, right? And I'm done.
Yeah.
The fact that it was only like a $20 or $30 game already irked people. Like they weren't going to put the effort into it or something just
Right.
because it was that, which was bullshit. Um, and the fact they were charging for characters, they were like, "Oh man, you're gonna charge us so much more if we buy all these characters." I think the fact was, is as soon as you spent like $30, you just got all the characters no matter what.
Right.
There was all this crazy, awesome, consumer friendly model, and everyone freaked out about it.
Yeah. People don't like change when
And
it
that's
comes to
all in the
games.
documentary too.
Yeah.
You know, I gotta tell you, man, I've been watching a lot of Maximilian lately, and he was talking about the future of fighting games and how they should honestly make fighting games free to play.
Okay.
Well, the problem with fighting games is after like 2 months, everyone kind of drops off, right?
Okay.
Because you get your player base, and then you get the people that just are getting their ass kicked for only for paying $60 for a game, right?
Right.
And when you have that, you kind of get frustrated, right? But if everything's cross-play and you actually only had to pay like a certain amount for a character or whatever, why wouldn't you keep playing the game?
Right.
You know what I mean? It just makes more sense that if you had a free-to-play game, more and more people would keep going on. You keep getting more matches and all that. I actually agree with this. You know, that League of Legends game got shown too. Project L?
I haven't seen it.
Oh my god, not at all?
I haven't played. I played those other. What's those games called? Those are called. What's the type of genre game that League of Legends is?
Oh, League of Legends is an RTS from what I can understand.
It's not an RTS.
It's not? It looks like one. You position your players and they move and stuff. I thought
it's called. It's a three-letter word, I believe. I forget.
Hmm.
But there's like League of Legends, and they have some
It's
other
not an
ones.
MMO, right?
Not an MMO.
Yeah.
It's damn, I forget. Maybe
I
I can
could have
look it
sworn
up.
it was one of those types of games like Warcraft.
There's a one
and
called
stuff.
something Heroes. Heroes of the. There's another one that they have League of Legends characters in it. It's called Heroes of something or something Heroes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they take like StarCraft characters. They put I think they put League of Legends characters in it. They put I think characters from like Diablo in it.
Hmm.
It's
Well,
like
this
the
is
same gameplay.
specifically League of Legends characters. It's been
Okay.
announced. It was announced like over a year ago at Evo, and they've just been showing more and more of it. but it's called Project L right now. Who knows if it's actually going to be called something else
Mm-hmm.
after, but it's going to be free to play for sure. The game looks amazing, and it's going to play like Marvel vs. Capcom 2, but it's a tag team thing, but only 2 players. So not 3 people, not 3 on 3, 2 on 2.
Okay. They said, oh, MOBA. That's what's called. MOBA.
Oh, okay. I don't know what that
So
stands
they
for.
says a team-based strategy game, and MOBA stands for something: multiplayer online battle arena. That's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sounds like an RTS to me.
yeah. Well,
Just another.
RTS I look at it as like Command and Conquer and StarCraft. That's what I look at
Yeah, but I
RTS.
mean, those other games play like that too,
Yeah,
right? I mean, because you don't actually move these characters, do you? Don't you actually tell them where to go, or do you actually get to
yeah.
move these
You don't.
characters?
So you don't. So I never played League of Legends, but I played another game that was like that. Heroes of the Storm. That's what it's called.
Oh yeah,
Um, and you have to click to where you want to move them
right.
at.
That's an
Almost like an RTS.
RTS.
Almost like an RTS, but
Yeah. If I can't
RTS.
hit a button to swing my sword, it's an RTS.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah,
You know
but I
what
just
I'm
knew like
saying?
those
You
type
may
of
want to
games were
put a
called.
fancier name on it because it looks cooler and there's like other stuff in there besides, you know, shooting and that stuff. Like there's wizard stuff or whatever. But the fact is, if I can't move my character around with the thumbstick and choose where I want to hit at all times, it's an RTS.
Right, and I see what you're saying because I know RPG games. When I was growing up, I knew RPG games like Final Fantasy, uh, Chronos Trigger.
Yeah.
Those were RPGs to me.
Mm-hmm.
But then then like later on, like the was it Zelda, Breath of the Wild?
Mm-hmm.
That's considered like an RPG now. And I guess like when you can level up your characters,
Yeah.
and it's not like a turn-based RPG, or there's different types of there's like JRPG, and then there's some other ones. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
there's
okay,
a
so
few different
RPGs.
types of RPGs. There's
Now it's a
also
spectrum now.
MMORPGs as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so, but yeah, okay. So let's see. We talked about
But you do need to check that out. I'll have to send you a link because the game
yeah.
looks awesome. And if you like Marvel vs. Capcom games, which I know you do, you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna love this game. And they only showed like 3 mechanics, but one of the coolest mechanics is when you throw out an assist, you can either just let the assist rock and move your other character against it, or you can actually hit a button and not only does that assist come out, but it stays out and you control the assist instead of the other character.
Oh, okay.
So they call it right now. I think they're calling it a handshake tag. But
Okay.
I thought that was never done before. But I guess it was done in Power Rangers, Battle for the Grid,
Mm-hmm.
which we should both get. I think we should both get that game since we were Power Rangers fans back in the day.
Is it free? No, it's not free.
It's
Huh?
not
No.
free, but I don't
It's
think
cheap,
it's
though.
that expensive.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And apparently, it's really fun.
I heard. Yeah, I think I played when it first launched, and then I just didn't get into it, and
Do you
I
own it?
deleted it. Huh?
Do you own it?
I have to check. I have to look at my download if it's in my library or something like that.
All right, well, let's see.
Yeah,
I would kind of want to get good at that game at some point.
So let's talk about Titans. A lot of series are doing this where they split the season. Like they'll give you only half of the season, and then
Is it split? Is it stopping for a bit?
Yeah.
The last episode was episode 6.
Yeah.
Then I'm caught up.
Yeah. So I've been checking. I was like, oh, okay, because I remember they did this with Walking Dead.
Yeah, well,
Where
Walking Dead though had more episodes. I think it stopped at like episode 11.
Yeah, and then they'll come back like 6 months later or whatever,
Yeah.
and continue it. So this is what they're doing with Titans.
I wonder if it's a COVID thing.
That's a good possibility because I think that's when I realized when they start doing that. But Titans, so you're caught up. What do you think about it?
I mean, it's definitely interesting. The whole situation with Sebastian, what's going to go down after that, I have no idea. But he looked like a badass when he finally got his power. When he started doing that scream out of nowhere. But Raven's got her power back, so that's cool.
Yeah.
For some reason, Connor is like going nuts, like
Going Lex Luthor style.
Yeah, after Superboy was inside him, it's like he almost unlocked a gene that was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
like
You mean
dormant
Beast
or
Boy?
something. Yeah. And then
Yeah.
Beast Boy, yeah, he's seeing like this crazy, what is it, the red or something like that? Like that's
Yeah, they're making him seem like he's because I always thought Beast Boy
almost like he
was
can
like
see the future.
uh how I looked at it. I always thought Beast Boy was like some type of alien, right?
Mm.
But now they're making him seem like he's like a Native American, like because he's like, yeah, the people are or the nature is talking to me or something like that. They're showing me visions. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, they're turning or maybe I didn't know Beast Boy at all. Maybe he'd always been like that. But I always thought he was like an alien. But now they're making him seem like he's like in tune or he's getting more in tune with the earth and the spirits in that realm and stuff. So everybody, it seems like everybody's having like a different side of them except Nightwing.
Yeah, except Nightwing. Yeah.
Yeah. Because even Starfire, is it Starfire? Yeah.
Yeah.
What's her human name?
Coriander.
Corey, yeah. Even she's like going through some stuff too.
Yeah.
So everybody's going through the thing, which is interesting.
But
So
something happened to her because all of a sudden she can access 80% of her power, which I
yeah,
thought was interesting.
yeah. So it's an interesting season so far.
I just
I
wish
never
that
knew
I mean they
about
could end it
this.
so fast that they would just take that bitch's staff, it would be over. And they
Yeah.
just don't. They're like, oh man, let's find her with her staff. You no, take it away from her. And
Right.
you won. It's over.
Right.
But now you got Sebastian to deal with. Who knows how
Do you
powerful he's gonna
do you
get.
think they're gonna give Tim Drake his costume
Maybe at the very end.
at the end? Was he? We're never gonna bring that up. We can talk that offline
Okay.
about Tim Drake
Yeah, I
and
think
what
I
they
know what
chose to
you're
do with
about to
him.
say, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyways, let's see. What other series there? Is Bad Batch is coming up soon, right?
Is it?
Is that January?
Maybe. And I think
Bad Batch, because
Secret Wars is in February. Or sorry, Secret Invasion.
okay,
Secret Invasion.
okay, yeah. So yeah, I think there's something releasing in January.
Okay.
And then
I
did
know
you hear that they're
Mandalorian's in March.
yeah March? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And then they're coming out with this one called Star Wars like Acolytes. Did you hear about that?
I heard a little bit about it,
How
but
it's supposed to
I
be how
really
the
haven't.
Sith started.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, so that one looks. So I think it's gonna revolve around Palpatine
Okay.
and how he came into power or how he became a Sith and stuff like that.
And apparently, since Wonder Woman 3's been canceled, at least for now, I know Patty Jenkins is definitely going to be start working on that Rogue Squadron
Rogue
again.
One, yeah.
Yeah.
And we're gonna let's go to that DC mess right now.
Wow, DC's got some interesting things going. That's for sure.
It's a damn roller coaster.
I love how Henry Cavill's already got another job though. Did not take him
Yeah,
long at all.
they
So
they did him dirty.
they kind of did.
He's having a rough Hollywood career.
But at the same time, I think he's going to be really happy. You know, his first love is actually Warcraft or Warhammer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't know that. I didn't know that till
I thought it
recently,
was
but
like The Witcher he was really into, but he's just into a lot of nerdy stuff. But he said he's been
yeah,
playing Warhammer since he was like 10.
yeah.
So this
I
is
remember
like
the
his
first.
dream of dreams, and he gets to produce it, which means that he has creative freedom over whatever they do, which means he's not going to F with the source material like a lot of other people do. And
I
I think it's
remember.
going to be.
Go ahead.
I think it's gonna be
Finish up.
really cool. I'm actually really happy for him. So it's gonna be the best thing that ever happened to him.
I know Warhammer. I just never played it. I don't know what it's about.
I don't either. I
But
do
I
want
know
to get
there's
Warhammer Space Marine because that's actually more of a melee game where you just kind of run around with this like sword chainsaw type thing
yeah,
and you shoot. That looks really fun.
yeah. So I remember. Do you remember the first movie you saw Henry Cavill in?
The very first movie I saw Henry Cavill in, it might have been Superman.
Mm. I saw him, and I didn't know it was him. He's in this movie called Immortals,
Did I ever see
and
that movie?
I remember I bought that movie because it was cheap, so I bought it, and I was dating this girl and put it on, and it's like a Greek mythology
Mm-hmm.
type of movie.
Okay.
So they're it's basically they're looking for this ancient bow that could release these titans, so called. So So I put it on for with this girl I was dating. I went to the bathroom, came back. She's like, "Yo, check this part out." And this part is when this god came down and he like puts everything in slow motion. He messes up these enemies. I was like, "Oh, this is cool." And Henry Cavill's in there, and he's like I guess you could say he's the protagonist. I can't
Okay.
remember if he was a god or like a demigod, and he didn't know about it, but he played a good role in that. He was fit. Oh, he's always been fit,
I'm
but
looking at it right now,
yeah, Immortals.
seeing if I remember.
But yeah, it was a good movie, and I love Greek mythology, like
Small.
medieval type of movies. I think you can probably find that on Netflix, maybe, or Hulu if you want to watch it. But yeah, let's
Oh,
go
actually, it
down.
does look familiar.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
he's in that movie.
yeah, dude. The trailer made this movie look wild. Actually,
Yeah, I never saw the trailer. Well, I can't remember if I did see the trailer. But let's talk about let's
trailer
go
kind of
over.
reminded you of 300.
Yeah. The style's almost the same too.
Oh, is it? Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
I definitely saw this. Yeah. Okay.
Actually, now that you mention it, it's probably the same like creators or the same studio or something like that.
Maybe.
Yeah. Let's talk about this DC mess.
Okay. I'm gonna let you talk first.
I have mixed feelings about it.
Okay.
So the pro, or let's talk about the con. The con is that I think I talked about this before, but I've been rooting for DC. Like they're the
I know you have.
underdog, and I'm always with the underdog. And they have like they're almost there. Like they're missing like one formula to like be there.
But they're
Like
not.
they'll make a good movie, and then the next movie will just like cancel what they've done.
But they're not there. That's
They're
the thing.
not
You
there.
think they're there, and you think they're
Yeah.
almost there, but they're not even almost there. Their
Yeah.
gross profits are not that high. If you look at all the money that these movies have been making for the past, this whole DCE universe compared to Marvel
Yeah.
movies and all that, it's not there. Whatever they're
Yeah.
doing isn't working. They need
Yeah.
to change it. I understand. The closest they came, I think, was Wonder Woman was excellent, and I
And
did
Aquaman.
like Aquaman, and I like Shazam, and then it started to go to crap again. I don't know how they let it
Yeah.
go so bad, but they did. So
I don't know. It's crazy to me that how there's mixed views on well, I think you said this too on Man of Steel. I actually like really like that movie.
And I do too, but I think for the general public, the way they're going isn't working.
Yeah.
So as much as we enjoy these movies, if we want to get to keep seeing them, they have to go good for sales.
Yeah, you're right.
So James Gunn, his plan anyway, and again, who knows really what he's gonna do.
Hold on. Look, before we get into that, I just
Okay.
want to go like on the history of when this DCEU started.
Oh man, and it started, I believe, with Man of Steel.
Yeah. It started with Man of Steel. And I think the next one was Batman v Superman.
Yep.
And then it was
If
Wonder
you want to
Woman.
go in like chronological order.
Yeah. So then it was Wonder Woman. Then it was Wonder Woman.
Yep.
Then what was after that? Was it Suicide Squad?
Probably.
Or was it Aquaman
which
next?
was a big. I think they were both out in the same year.
Yeah.
Aquaman and
The Suicide Squad did horrible.
Yes, it did.
The Suicide Squad was trying to like reboot it, and
The Suicide Squad was good. I really liked that.
it was more successful.
Yeah.
That Harley Quinn, they should just delete that from their archives. That Harley Quinn movie.
Yeah,
Birds of
that was
Prey or
not
something
very
like
good.
That was horrible.
There were some fun parts in it, but
It was some fun parts, but I didn't like the character designs, their costumes, the backstory. I didn't like none of it at all. The villain was what was his name? McGregor? What's
Ewan McGregor?
Obi-Wan? Yeah,
Yeah, he was Black Mask, I think.
Yeah, I just didn't like it. I didn't like Black Canary because I'm so used to the Arrowverse Black Canary and the Injustice Black Canary, and then this one just didn't do it justice. So then I may want to talk about when like the changes started.
I like
happening.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead in almost anything she does. She's pretty good, and she was kind of funny when she kept freaking out, like getting mad about nothing, and as the Huntress.
Oh, okay, yeah.
She was kind of funny there. But
So I want to talk about when things just started changing. And I
okay,
think it started when it started getting real backlash. And I want to say I think it started happening with Wonder Woman 2.
Wonder Woman 2, the trailer looked so good. It looked like the most
Yeah.
fun, cool movie you could ever see, and it was crap.
Yeah. It did not do
There were a
well.
couple of cool parts. Like I like when she like rode the lightning like with her whip. That was pretty
Yeah.
fucking sick.
That
But
was very
it's like three parts. The ending was just stupid.
yeah.
Ugh.
The villain, because there's two villains in that movie, but they were both weak.
Mm-hmm.
And is her name Cheetah?
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't do her justice. That's supposed to be like her main nemesis,
Yeah.
and it didn't do well. And then what happened? Shazam was kind of all right, right?
I
It
love
did
Shazam.
okay.
I
Yeah,
don't think it was all right. I think it was something that people needed. I think people needed a fun movie that didn't take itself too seriously. And that's exactly what we got with Shazam. I thought that movie was fun as hell. I
yeah,
still watch that movie every once in a while. Like I just pop it in just to get a laugh because I mean
and
he's such a child. Like that guy Zachary Levi
mhm,
is a little kid.
yeah,
He was
and then
perfect for Shazam.
I think that was around the time where they said Henry Cavill's not coming back, huh?
Um,
Because they had
that I
a
wasn't sure. I don't think you ever really hear a lot about it. You keep
yeah
hoping
around
that
that
he's
time,
coming
but
back, and there's always like hope. But every time Henry Cavill talked about it, yeah, he was like, "Yeah, as of right now, they're not planning on doing a Man of Steel, but it's definitely not out of the out of the realm of possibility. They haven't said flat out no. It's just not in the cards right now."
yeah. So I think that's around the time that started happening because there's a Superman cameo in there, but it's just from
Yeah, and then
the
he started
neck
doing The
down.
Witcher after that. So
Then you start doing The Witcher, yeah,
yeah.
and then we get Peacemaker, which was I think it was a success, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. And it was
Peacemaker
pretty
was a
fun.
success,
I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty fun.
right? And then that's I think after Peacemaker, they saw that they could possibly do some series,
Hmm.
and so they had all these developments going on. I don't think it was green lit, but they it was talks about Green Lantern,
Okay.
but it wasn't going to be Green Lantern. It was going to be called like the Green Lantern Corps, or something like that, right?
Something like that.
It's supposed to be
Yeah.
like everybody, and then they made the Batgirl movie, but they scrapped it.
Yep.
What else did they
Which
do?
we've talked about a couple times already on this podcast.
Yeah. Um I think dang it. I think they already filmed and they finished Blue Beetle and it's
Really?
probably I think is in post production right now.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So the guy that played Cobra Kai, the main kid,
Mm-hmm.
he's playing as Blue Beetle.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that's done. But now like when it came to Black Adam, that's when everything was like, okay, what's going on here? Because then DC was sold. I think that was right before that. I think DC was sold to Discovery, right?
Yep.
So it's like Warner Brothers Discovery, and that's when all these changes. That's when Batgirl was sold or scrapped,
Mm-hmm.
and then they canceled all these other shows that they were trying to work on. Um, and Black Adam came out, and I think it didn't make the money that they needed. But Rock was like really pushing that, and he was the one that got Henry Cavill back in. And then right
Yep.
after, they like, oh yeah, or right after that, that's when they put James Gunn on board, and that's when James Gunn's like, yeah, we need to just recast this whole thing. This is a mess. And all in between that, I totally forgot one of the main movies, The Flash. Flash has been delayed for like 3-4
I
years.
mean, after this, Flash is done. I mean, they're gonna release it because I mean, it's everyone's waiting for it. But the
Yeah,
worst part about watching these movies now, right, is that there's gonna have no repercussions for the future whatsoever. It's just gonna be a movie
right.
that you can enjoy, and stuff like that. But whatever plot lines they're trying to set up afterwards, it ain't even gonna matter. You want to stay for the post credit scene? Go ahead. It ain't gonna do nothing for you.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
sucks.
But I think The
Now,
Flash is still gonna be a fun movie just because all the cool shit that's gonna be in it.
yeah, and that's what sucks. Cause I was really, like I said, I was really rooting for the DCEU. Now they're calling it the DCU, like the MCU.
Okay.
They took the E out and they're just calling it DCU.
Mm.
Because I remember I got real excited when they had Suicide Squad, and you see the cameo from Batman, and then you also see a cameo from Flash in there. I was like, oh, okay, cool. They're really making a universe, and they have the villains in here, and they're really acting the heroes. I was like, cool, they're really doing this. But then, yeah, then all this shit happened. So Flash is gonna have, and they have so many characters. They have Michael Keaton Batman in there,
Mm-hmm.
and he was supposed to be connected to Batgirl, the movie, and then they're supposed to be. Now they're trying to predict what parts of the movie they're going to take out. Because Henry Cavill is supposed to make an appearance in there, but now they're saying there's probably no point in putting his, having his cameo in there.
I mean, I don't see why you would cut any of that stuff out. I mean, everyone knows at this point that it's not going to lead to anything. Who cares?
Yeah.
I mean, you get post-credit scenes all the time that don't lead to anything. If a movie doesn't do well, they don't follow up with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know why people would be upset if they saw this stuff and then another movie came out. It's like, well, it is what it is. It didn't do well in the box office or whatever, or we're restructuring. Deal with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why not make the movie as fun as possible?
Because Michael Keaton's Batman was one of my favorite Batmans. And
yeah, dude, me too.
The fact that they brought him back, I was like, yes, cool. And then they're just like, yeah. So, but we got, I guess, so the pro is that James Gunn has had a good track record.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, he's definitely has a plan, obviously.
Yeah, he definitely has a plan. So,
and sometimes you just got to make waves, and burn some bridges before you got to do a rebuild,
Yeah.
Teams don't get good overnight. Sometimes they rebuild.
Yeah.
So and then they become Super Bowl champions. It may take 5 years, but it does happen.
Do you think that's what they're gonna do with Flashpoint? It's like Flashpoint's supposed to be, or this Flash movie, are they gonna try to make it somehow like this is gonna be the reboot for the DCU?
It could easily do that, right? Because it's Flashpoint, right? He can change if he does the wrong mistakes, everything can go different ways, right?
Right.
He can change different universes and things like that, create different timelines. So they could use Flashpoint to reboot the whole thing. It's definitely possible. And to be honest, that might be the smartest thing to do.
I agree with you. That's the smartest thing to do. That will make sense.
Yeah.
If you want to try to keep the previous. I don't know. That's the one thing about directors is like when you get a new director in, he wants to have his own idea and probably just scratch everybody else's previous ideas out or previous work out. So we'll see.
He definitely wants to do a new Superman for sure.
Yeah.
Somebody younger. And he wants to actually do it himself. Mm-hmm. So whatever he wants to start with, he obviously has something in his head of a general layout to start the reboot.
Right.
What it is, obviously, we don't know. But I think that's a really good theory that you could use Flashpoint to remake the universe.
Right.
Because, I mean, it's been done before, right? I mean,
yeah,
New 52.
Yep. And you know what they should do, which would make sense, that will probably please the fan base of this DCEU, is do this reboot and use those previous actors and movies to make Injustice. Because the first Injustice, that they cross into the multiverse.
Yeah.
And that's the way they could bring in Black Adam. That's everybody from the previous cast. This new Superman could be. Have you actually seen like the cartoon Injustice?
I saw bits and pieces of it. I heard it wasn't as good as like the comics, so I didn't watch the whole cartoon.
I thought it was all right.
Is it on HBO Max now? I could watch it.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I watched that first Mortal Kombat movie that you told me to watch, the Scorpion one. Pretty cool.
Which one? The animated one.
Yeah.
Scorpion's Revenge. Yeah.
So good, man.
Yeah. There's a one after that too.
Yeah, I know. I started it, but I didn't finish it yet. So.
So yeah, that's what they could do. Because I know they said James Gunn has talked to Henry Cavill and The Rock, and he's probably talked to everybody. And he's like, "Yeah, we have no plans for you guys anymore, but I still want to work with you guys." So if they want to shock everybody, do like an injustice.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
It's an interesting theory.
Did you go see Avatar yet?
No. No, I
No.
don't know if I
Okay.
really care if I want to see Avatar or not.
Has it been too long?
Yeah,
10 years. Yeah. Everybody's like, yeah, it's been 10 years. Why
yeah.
make a part two?
You made me wait too long. And I
Yeah,
mean,
I'm gonna go see
I
it.
liked the movie, but I wasn't like, man, I gotta see another one. I never had that feeling
Yeah,
for that.
I've
You know
heard
what I
good.
have
I
that
heard
feeling for right now?
who?
Alita. I want the next Alita Battle Angel, and they are working on
Yo,
that.
they
Apparently, they have
are.
a plan to
That's good to
actually
hear.
make
I
the
saw
sequel.
that
Finally,
movie and I was like, this is great.
that was the first movie I bought in 4K when I got my PlayStation 5.
That movie is great.
It is so freaking good. I need to get the comics.
Oh, there's a comics.
Yeah, it's based on a manga.
Okay, yeah, that movie is great.
Yeah.
I actually like that. I bought it. I mean, I saw it in theaters by myself.
I knew it was going to be good because I knew it was based on the manga, and I knew that they really cared about the source material. And it took a long time to do, which means that they've been, planning this out for a very long time. They worked very closely with the creator of the manga. I was very into like this movie before it even came out. And when I saw the designs and the first trailer, I was like, wow, dude, okay, yeah, they get it. And it was violent, man. For a PG-13 movie, it was awesome.
you know what movie I want to see that it just bombed?
What?
Is Ghost in the Shell. With,
I saw that movie.
What's her name? Scarlett Johansson.
It's worth seeing just for the part that they recreated in the water.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the anime.
Yeah.
So
did you see the actual movie?
No.
Not the live action,
movie?
the animated movie. Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, because that's what all those other things are based on. It's based on the animated movie first, and then they did all these little spin-offs like Standalone Complex and stuff like that, which is probably what you're talking about, right? Yeah, but in the movie, the very first animated movie, there's a scene where she's like fighting in the water, and she's like invisible in her suit, but you can see it move around and stuff, and it looks so sick animated, and it looks so awesome in the movie too. They did it complete justice, that part, for sure. So that's worth seeing alone.
Cool. Yeah. What's on my list probably in the next week, I want to see the recent Dragon Ball Super movie, the superhero one. I haven't seen it yet. I saw a clip on YouTube. I was like, oh, this is cool.
I told you to see it. I don't know why we're having this. I don't know why you're acting like, oh man, I just heard that it was cool. Mr. Oz has been telling you it's cool since he saw it.
I know. I'm going to see it. Now it's on my list.
You're making me upset.
So I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna probably buy it or rent it off of Amazon.
I think it comes out in March.
Oh, really? You know, Amazon usually gets it sooner.
Maybe a little bit, but not by much. But I want a steelbook. I think they're gonna make a steelbook for it. That's what I would want.
And then I heard that they are releasing pretty soon Dragon Ball Super Season 2.
Yeah, they are working on that, and apparently the same animators that worked on Dragon Ball Super Superhero are going to be working on Dragon Ball Super anime. But it won't be the same style, which is good, because that style does not work if you're trying to make like a full-on show. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm excited about that because I know I've read or I've seen and heard what's in the manga or manga right now.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that. I have
okay.
Everyone's trying to tell me about that, and I don't want to know. I know who one of the villains is for sure. I've seen the guy just way too many times just pop up on Instagram and stuff like that. So I mean, I've seen him, but I don't want to know all these different forms that have happened since and all that stuff. So
yeah,
trying not to get spoiled, but I've kind of gotten spoiled, but not to the point. I think I think his name begins with an M, I believe.
Mordo or something. I think that
something
Morado.
like that.
Yeah. Other news. What they said. Ed Boon, did he announce Mortal Kombat 12?
No.
but that's
He
okay.
announced
He
that
didn't.
it's not going to be announced at the Game Awards. That's what he said, and then it wasn't. And then he said that he has no plans to announce it within the next 6 months. Maybe he might
Okay,
announce it.
but I think that's what the speculation is. Is that another or that's the next
Well, so
NetherRealm
he
game?
went to Twitter and he answered a bunch of questions. People sent him questions and he answered them. I don't know if he was drunk or something, having fun one night or what. But one of them said, "When's the next Mortal Kombat?" He said, "You should hear news within the next 6 months."
Mm,
Or maybe they didn't even say Mortal Kombat. Maybe they said like the next NetherRealm game or whatever.
yeah. Okay.
Because I still hope it's a Marvel game.
Yeah.
Well,
He
I
just.
kind of hope it's a Marvel game. I just need them to change the way that I don't want it to be like MK11.
You like it?
It's very boring. There's not a lot of expression in it. Combos are very linear, one path.
Mm.
I just, yeah, I don't enjoy that. I want more creative freedom. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
To express myself in the way I want. I don't want to do the same combo over and over again. I'd like to do them in different variations, so it's more fun for me. Like Street Fighter 6, that drive rush thing is just going to change the way you do anything, because from the drive rush and cancel, you can go into whatever you move you want.
Right.
You could do an EX Tatsu, or you could do like a kick, or you could run up and just do one punch, maybe just run up and do sure you can, whatever. But you have all these options, right? In Mortal Kombat, you don't. You have to do it one way or it doesn't work, and that's what really annoys me. I heard MKX wasn't like that. I heard you could do a lot of cool shit in MKX, like with extending things and doing things different ways and stuff. I heard you could do some wild stuff, so I might want to play MKX one time. But yeah, MK11 is boring to me. It looks gorgeous. The game looks amazing. All right, you got me there. Okay, there's no game that looks better. Okay,
Right.
but graphics are not why I buy a game.
Right.
So
yeah.
I do want to play Spawn though.
Spawn was in
MK11.
Oh, he was, huh?
Yeah.
I'm thinking. Oh, I went to Soul Calibur. I was like, wait, Spawn was in.
Yeah, Spawn was in Soul Calibur. Soul
yeah,
Calibur 2.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, medieval Spawn. I remember that. And Link was in the GameCube version. And then what did what did Sony get? They got Hayachi. He doesn't even have a fucking weapon.
Yeah, and
That's
then
just stupid. I heard that they were supposed to get Cloud and it fell apart.
I heard a different character. I forgot who it was though. But I remember the next Soul Calibur game. If you got the Xbox, you get Yoda, and then if you got the PlayStation, you get Darth Vader.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, speaking of that, Darth Vader, you hear about what they're going to do with Ahsoka?
No.
So
that's probably coming out this next year too, right?
Yeah. So what they're saying is that did you watch Rebels?
Yeah.
So remember towards I think it was the last season where Ezra was able to go into like a time.
Yeah, and grab her, right?
Yeah. So they're actually gonna revisit that.
They should.
Ahsoka. Yeah. And so with that being said, they're actually bringing back
because whenever that happened, that's whatever takes place in Mandalorian happens after that. That already happened to her.
Yeah.
So, because she's looking for Thrawn. That's who she wants. And she's probably looking for Thrawn because she's looking for Ezra.
Yeah.
That would be my guess. Anyway.
Yeah, so they're saying they're bringing back who played Anakin? Was it Chris something?
Hayden Christensen?
Yeah. So they're bringing back him for Ahsoka.
Cool.
Because I think they're going to revisit Order 66.
He said he had a lot of fun replaying the role again.
Yeah, even though it was a short.
Even though
role.
that didn't really very good. It wasn't very good. But he enjoyed his role, and who knows, maybe they'll do it well this time.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what the latest thing I heard about Ahsoka.
I'm sorry, man, but
So
after Andor and seeing what you can actually do with the Star Wars story, I don't know how you fucked up Obi-Wan so much.
yeah,
Sorry, that's my F-bomb for the day.
you get one,
I get
every
one.
episode, every episode. Yeah, I thought it was cool. You see Darth Vader, you see new powers happening. So
No,
I wasn't.
there were cool parts, but the story sucked.
Yeah, the story did suck. I wasn't
So
as hype as everybody else. Like, oh, make an
no,
Obi-Wan
I
series.
wasn't. I mean, I was just trying to enjoy it for what it was until it was over because I thought
Right.
the fight was going to be just the end. I just want to see the end fight.
I
I
mean,
was
they had
like,
2 fights.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, like I said, there were some cool parts, but
Mhm.
all in all, that I give that thing like a 4.
You know what? I hope they do. I hope.
But you
Well,
can only
see, I
do
don't.
what's written, right? I mean, it's not the actor's fault that the
Yeah,
story sucked, right? They just read from the script. That's like what it is. They did what they could with what they had. But that's what I'm saying. Ahsoka could be better, right? Because they could write it better,
yeah.
right?
So,
So
so what I hope they do, because it seems like they're not even touching anything that has to deal with the sequels, which I'm
dude, they're
kind of
trying to
sad about.
retcon them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so sad. They only did one thing. And there's a show called Resistance on Disney Plus that has to deal with the sequels. But what I wish they would do is make like an animated series about, um, like the like after, but before episode 7. So I hope they like touch bases on which they didn't do.
Well, I mean, they kind of can do that with the
The Knights
Mandalorian
of
and
Ren.
Ahsoka. They can just forget about the sequels and just use those as a basis to move through the timeline.
Mm.
They
But I want to
could,
see
man.
the
And to be honest, people are receiving Mandalorian and Ahsoka and everything way better than they're receiving
the
all
sequels.
those sequels. So,
Yeah,
I mean, it makes sense that they're just like, you know what, let's just freaking wreck on it and let's do a really good story.
yeah.
So maybe they'll do that.
I thought, but what I was trying to get to is that I wish they'll expand more on the Knights of Ren.
Oh, dude, I wanted them to expand on that so
Yeah,
much. That was the stupidest thing. They showed like the coolest freaking dudes around Kylo Ren, right? And you
right,
hear leader of the Knights of Ren, right?
right,
Like it's like such an honor, and all these guys are badass, but he's the most badass out of all of them, right? But you
right.
never get to see him fight. You barely get to see what they look like.
Yeah,
I would love a Knights of Ren show. I'd be down for that in a heartbeat,
right,
dude. Show me some cool Sith stuff.
right.
I wanted to see Knights of Ren so bad. That's why I was so excited for the sequel of the episode 8 because I thought they were gonna go into the Knights of Ren. Like I
Well,
thought
yeah,
he
they didn't
ran
even.
them or something. I was like,
He didn't
what?
even. They didn't even appear in episode 8, the Last Jedi.
I don't think they did. I think
Yeah,
they barely appeared in episode 9 if they even did.
he fought.
I
He killed all of them. He killed all of
didn't
them.
even get to see what they did. They were just all of a
Yeah,
sudden they
it
were
was. Yeah,
scrubs. Like whatever, dude. I
yeah,
just I was such a disappointment. I agree with you
yeah.
completely, dude. I want to see so much more Knights of Ren stuff.
Because when you see them in episode 7, like the flashbacks, and he's in the rain, and you see them right behind him, you're like,
Did you
"Yo,
say
that
Kylo
shit
Ren
is
was like one of your
lit."
favorite villains?
I I did say that, yeah.
Right? And like now they're not even gonna. Well, he doesn't exist, so fuck you,
Yeah.
Ron. Oh no, that's 2. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's like that's terrible though, man. Star Wars just spit in your face. It's not cool.
Yeah.
And he
George,
is a cool villain though, dude.
give George Lucas the wheel back. He can fix everything.
I don't think he wants to even deal with this stuff anymore. He's
That's his
he's
baby right
entrusted Dave Filoni with his legacy at this point, and Dave Filoni has done some real justice to some of it. And then
Yeah.
I don't know if he just doesn't oversee the other stuff or what, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
So sad.
Dave
Well,
Filoni is George Lucas now.
that's all I got right now. Any other news?
Let's see, was there any other stuff? I mean, there's so much stuff to be honest. I can't even
Oh,
go over it
that's what I
all.
said. Maybe, no, we'll save this for the last episode. But remember, I was saying about your favorite game of the year or your favorite show of the year. So
Yeah,
let's
there
think
was
about
game
that.
awards that happened too. Like I don't know if you
Yeah.
saw, like the guy who played Kratos got an award. He looked like he ran long, and Al Pacino was out there and stuff.
Aren't
Um,
they? Oh, speaking of that,
yeah.
shows, they're coming out with The Last of Us on HBO Max.
I'm excited for that.
I'm excited for that too.
I need to beat that game first. I gotta go do that.
The first one, I just bought the second one. The second one's on sale.
Okay.
It's 20
I have the
bucks.
second one too, but I just haven't played it yet.
Yeah. But yeah, next episode, that'll be the last episode of the year for us. We should talk about like our favorite shows of the year, favorite moments, or in favorite games, like or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
And you need to. I'm gonna have to send you that trailer for Project L because once you see it, man, you're gonna be so hyped. I can actually, you know what? I can show you. I'll send you my clip because I actually did a small analysis on it on my YouTube channel. So
aren't they coming out with the League of Legends movie?
I don't know about a movie, but I know they're working on season 2 of Arcane.
Never heard of it.
Netflix.
Never heard of it.
What?
Arcane? No.
Ron, you have Netflix. You definitely have Netflix.
I have Netflix,
right?
yes.
Dude, watch Arcane, please.
Is it animated?
Yes.
You're so disappointed. Like, I came back from being sick.
It's one of the
Ron,
best shows on Netflix.
You're like, I should have stayed sick. Ron is just disappointing me this episode.
Why do you keep spitting in my face?
Okay, Arcane. I got nothing to do tonight, so I'm gonna try to watch it. Okay.
Oh,
I'm trusting you.
Good.
This better be good.
It's
this better
so
be
good, dude.
It better be good. It better catch my interest.
And you know what my favorite part about this thing too is there's a time jump. I love when there's time jumps in shows.
Oh yeah, it keeps your interest more.
It does. What are these characters like when they're older after they go through all
Yeah.
this stuff, right? And yeah, this show's emotional, man. It's animated, but it's just a great story, good actors. It's really good, man. It actually, I still know nothing about League of Legends, to be honest, except for these characters, and I don't know if their stories are actually like this in the game or not. But I don't even care about League of Legends, and I thought it was great.
Right.
So
okay.
But I'm gonna send you the link to this. I'm gonna do this right now. I'm gonna send you the link to this thing, and you can you can watch the trailer because I really watched the trailer first, and then I did my breakdown. If you want to listen to that. But I'm gonna send you that right now. But anything else?
That's it. I think just next episode we'll talk about favorite games of the year and favorite shows of the year.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, man. Everybody, thank you for sticking around, waiting for us to make another episode. People stay safe out there. This year was kind of rough.
Yeah, if you didn't get sick, then just keep doing what you're doing. Just keep washing your hands and don't touch your face and stuff, and you'll be okay. But
stock up on medicine because it's
yeah, like a just in case. Yeah, you might if you see like NyQuil or something and somewhere you may just want to grab it.
Yeah. But yeah,
that's for sure.
2 nerds are better than 1. I am Ron Deezy.
Yeah, where can we find you, Ron Deezy?
Everything at Ron Deezy, RonDeazy. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Instagram. I got music out on Apple, iTunes, Spotify.
This guy's got so many hats.
Yeah, I do.
You got so many hats.
Where we can find my buddy, Mr. Awesome at?
Pretty much my Twitch channel is my big thing. So twitch.tv/MrAwesomes_neighborhood. I also have a YouTube, same thing, Mr. Awesomes _neighborhood, and that's MrAwesomes. Instead of spelling out Mr. completely, it's just MR.
And where? How many times do you stream a day or week?
Man, I've been lagging just because it's been so freaking busy at Amazon. But usually I try to stream at least once or twice a week.
There you go. What days? Do you have a schedule?
I don't right now. Very inconsistent streamer, only because of what's going on. After the holidays, it'll be better though. I'll probably be doing Tuesday, Wednesdays.
Got it.
Or Wednesday,
All right,
Thursdays.
guys. If you guys haven't already and you guys like our channel, please give us a like. Comment any questions you have.
Yeah, man. Just beat the hell out of that thumbs up button. Smash that subscribe button. please, yeah. We're doing this for fun, but we do want to grow, and we appreciate you all for watching, whoever has so far.
Yes, sir.
But yeah,
Yes,
leave a
sir.
comment, ask us questions, man. I
Yeah, don't
like
be
engaging with
scared.
people.
Yeah. And be sure to follow us on our Spotify. We got Spotify also. So
Oh
be
yeah,
sure
we
to,
do. That's right.
yeah,
Mr.
we doing
DC
big
started a
things now.
Spotify. Is there
We
any
get it
stuff
there.
on there? Has anybody been watching that on Spotify at all?
I haven't checked yet. I'll send you
Okay.
the oh, you got the credentials to look it up, to
Oh,
log
okay.
on to Anchor and see.
Cool.
But yeah. All right, guys, we will see you guys next week, which will be the last episode for the year.
I might work on creating us a Discord too for
Okay.
talking to our fans and stuff like that. I gotta look into more of how that all works and stuff.
Got it. All right, guys. We'll see you next week. We are out.
Later, guys. Thanks for watching.